Hi guys, this is my ePortfolio. So this is the homepage of it. So it's not much to it. And then I have my About Me right here. Then there's the Contact Me where you can just email and then I'll receive it. And then here are my blog responses. So all of it's posted on the side, or you can just click right here where it says Education 325. But here is my blog responses, and what I did was I said how the blog responses affected me, or like basically helped me in my career. And then I have the link right here, and then I posted the title and then the pictures of the books. That is on my blog. So here they all are. And this book, or this assignment, I liked it. However, I felt like doing 8 different books was not too much, but it's like I understood how to analyze books after like the first few. So I think this, after a while, I just started to not really like them. But I mean, it did help me. I gained a deeper understanding for books and a better appreciation for them. So I would say this is the assignment I did not like as much as the others. Here is my virtual library. So what I did was basically the same thing. I wrote how it affected me as a teacher in the future. I put the link to my YouTube video of me explaining my Google library, and then here's a link to it. I would say this assignment was like okay for me. I feel like this would be really good to use in the classroom in the future by making a library for the class. So I would do this by any books that we read. I would put it onto the library and then have the link shared out among the students, so that way when they want to go back to a book that they have read, it's all there and they can find it. So I think that's a really good way to incorporate it. My literacy backpack is right here. So I would say this one, I want to say, was one of my favorites. I loved making the lesson plans. I loved my theme, and overall, just really loved doing this assignment. I just like this mostly because of the lesson planning. I thought it gave me more practice for it. It just helped me better understand good ways of creating a lesson plan versus ways that don't really help students and the ways that you think that it would. So I feel like it really helped me. I loved getting the feedback from the parents and from the students, and overall it made me work harder on creating a lesson plan that's overall well-rounded for students. So for here, I have the YouTube videos explaining my literacy backpack, and then I also have the activities. So here's a doc for the activities, and all 3 activities are on here. And here are my feedback forms right here. So this one is for, I believe, is from the student, and then this one is from the family, so the parent. And then for the author study, which is right here, I honestly couldn't really put photos. It wouldn't really let me upload photos from my computer because it said I don't have something, Adobe Flash, I believe. So sorry that there's not really many photos, but for the author study, I mean, this one was okay. I mean, I loved learning about, other authors. I liked that she was living in Pasadena. I thought that was really cool. I think this can be used towards teaching students social issues, things that aren't really talked about in school if I were to talk about this specific author and her books. But overall, I did like it. I wouldn't say it was my top favorite, but it was around there. But so I put the link right here for the PowerPoint, and then here is the video that George and I made, and this is the link to the Padlet for the technology assignment, and then it would not let me post for the non-technology assignment, the photo of it, so sorry it's not there. And so for the library explorations, I think aside from the literacy backpack, this one by far was my favorite. I really loved. Oh wait, this isn't it. I thought this was when I volunteered at Glen Oak. But this is when we went to the Pasadena Public Library, and this one was actually pretty cool. We got to learn about the history of the library. Basically learn, like, I didn't know this, you can check out a class worth of books. So if I had almost 30 students, I can literally check out like 30 books. I can't remember the exact number. I think you can check out up to like almost 100 books or 50 or something, which I thought was really cool. Going to this, I felt like I got a greater appreciation for the library and basically public libraries and books in general. I really don't ever go to the library, so even just being in one I thought was really cool. And maybe I could make a field trip in my future classroom. I think that would be a really neat idea. And then I have a tab for others. So in this tab, I put 5 different assignments that aren't the huge assignments, but they are what I think still important. So that's what's right here. There's a censorship presentation, which is the basically we made a presentation about why books are censored, what are the aspects of it, things like that. I had no idea about banned books, so I learned about it. I thought it was very interesting, and I think I would actually make it a lesson in my classroom. This one is, I'll click it so that way you can see it if it lets it. So this one is when we went onto Pinterest and we chose 2 activities for contemporary realistic fiction. So these are the 2 activities I chose, and I like them because it teaches students about, like this one right here, realistic fiction. So it's like setting character, wants, needs, problems, challenge, solutions. I think this is a great way to teach students the different aspects of the book. So I picked this assignment because of that. And then let me go back. So those are just examples, but I put our module 8 is right here, our discussion. I'll click this one. This is the WordPress that our group made. So here's, I think you guys remember it. Let me make it bigger. So here's the one that I really liked, and it's about cultural children's books. So this is when we read an article and wrote how it contributed and like everything like that and examples. So this is what this is, and I thought it was important because of basically it's you learn about cultures and things like that. So I thought that's really important to incorporate in a classroom, and I would especially put in a day's work and teach my students about that because I think that one's really important. And lastly, sorry about that. Lastly, the most challenging assignment for me was this one right here, comparing 3 versions. Let me see if it lets me go to it. So this one was the most challenging for me because I didn't really, sorry, it's taking forever. And my thing is okay. So let me just move it over here. So basically it was 3 different Cinderella stories, and I found this one really hard only because there were so many Cinderella books there's so many just different Cinderella books I had no idea about. So because of that, I felt it was more difficult because I couldn't really pick a book, but at the same time there was just too many that I liked and things like that. But I would say this one was the hardest one I had to do. And let's go back to, sorry, that's my old one, this one. And yeah, so overall, I would just say this one was the hardest one. There was just too many books to pick from. And yeah, that is my EAT portfolio. And I'll just back to my page. But, yep, that's it.